Have you ever felt it? A sense of unease in the world around you, a tension beneath daily life. We see it on the news, hear it in conversations, sense it in the air. But what if the answers were written thousands of years ago in ancient prophecies? Today's headlines echo those ancient words. The dots are connecting. Prepare yourself. What you're about to discover is a message that transcends time. The world is groaning. Can you hear it? It groans under the weight of conflict, division, and uncertainty. From continent to continent, tremors of instability are shaking the very foundations of our societies. We are living in an age of unprecedented turmoil, where peace feels fragile and the future seems shrouded in a fog of anxiety. We turn on our screens and are bombarded with images of strife, suffering, and societal breakdown. It is a relentless stream of information that often leaves us feeling helpless and overwhelmed. We ask ourselves, why is this happening? Where is the world heading? These are the questions that echo in the hearts of millions. These are not new questions. In fact, they were asked of one of the most significant figures in all of history. Nearly 2,000 years ago, his closest followers came to him privately, asking for a sign. They wanted to know what to look for, what events would signal the end of the age and his return. In response, he did not offer them comforting platitudes or vague hopes. Instead, he gave them a detailed, sober, and direct prophecy. He painted a picture of the future so precise that it would serve as a clear roadmap for generations to come, a guide for those who would be living in the very days he described. He spoke of a time when the world would be consumed by conflict. He said, "Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." He spoke of widespread natural disasters, of famines and pestilences striking in various places. He warned of fearful events and great signs that would cause distress among the people of the earth. He described a world gripped by fear, a world where the hearts of men would fail them because of what they see coming upon the land. He laid out a sequence of events that would act as undeniable markers, as signposts on the road to the end of this current era. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound exactly like the world we are living in right now? Take an honest look around. Wars and rumors of wars dominate our news cycles. Unprecedented earthquakes, wildfires, and floods are becoming commonplace. Economic systems are teetering on the brink of collapse, and strange new diseases emerge, causing panic across the globe. These are not isolated incidents. They are a pattern that was perfectly described in the Bible thousands of years ago. This is the prophecy that's happening right now, and most of humanity is sleeping through it. On the Mount of Olives, Jesus spoke to his disciples about the end of the age. They asked, "What will be the sign of your coming?" Jesus warned of deception, wars, and global unrest. He foretold famines, pestilence, and earthquakes, signs of a world in turmoil. But these, he said, are just the beginning of sorrows, birth pangs of a new age. The prophecy in Luke echoes Jesus' warning, adding powerful detail and urgency. Wars, civil unrest, and great disasters, earthquakes, famines, and pestilences are foretold, with signs in the heavens causing fear and confusion. Luke describes a time of global anxiety, when people are overwhelmed by events on earth and in the sky, their hearts failing from fear and expectation. What makes this prophecy urgent is not a single sign, but the convergence of many wars, disasters, pandemics happening together with growing intensity. Like an orchestra, these signs now play in unison, building to a crescendo. Jesus compared them to birth pangs, growing stronger and closer together. The prophecies are being fulfilled with a precision and urgency unique to our time. Open any news source and you'll see the drums of war beating louder than ever. Jesus' prophecy that nation will rise against nation is not ancient history, it's our reality. From Eastern Europe to the Middle East, conflicts rage, reshaping our world. Rumors of war, military buildups, and tense standoffs keep the world on edge. These are the signs Jesus described, visible, sobering, and unfolding before our eyes. The prophecy did not stop at human conflict. Jesus warned of great earthquakes, wildfires, floods, and storms, disasters on an unprecedented scale. Today, we see record-breaking earthquakes, firestorms, and historic floods striking all over the globe, just as foretold. The planet seems to be crying out in pain, convulsing in a way that mirrors the prophetic warnings. Jesus prophesied a time of pestilence and famine. In our modern world, a single virus brought global chaos, shutting down economies, overwhelming hospitals, and sowing fear. Alongside disease, famine is rising. Wars, disasters, and economic instability create a perfect storm, making food scarce for millions. The deadly cycle of sickness and hunger is exactly what ancient prophecy warned, unfolding before our eyes. While the Bible does not use modern terms like economic collapse, the prophecies clearly point to a systemic breakdown that has profound financial consequences. When nations are at war, when natural disasters destroy infrastructure, and when famines and plagues disrupt production and trade, the global economy inevitably suffers. We are living through a period of extreme economic volatility. Nations are burdened with staggering levels of debt, inflation is eroding the value of savings, and the threat of a major recession or depression looms constantly. People feel the pressure in their daily lives, as the cost of living skyrockets and financial security feels increasingly out of reach for ordinary families. This economic instability creates the perfect environment for another aspect of the prophecy to be fulfilled: the breakdown of social order. Jesus warned that because of lawlessness, the love of many will grow cold. As economic pressures mount, desperation and discontent rise. We see an increase in crime, civil unrest, and political polarization. People turn against their neighbors, and trust in institutions evaporates. The fabric of society begins to fray as individuals and groups fight for their own survival and interests. The sense of community and shared purpose is replaced by division, anger, and resentment, creating a toxic atmosphere of us versus them. Look at the state of our societies today. Protests and riots erupt over political grievances and economic hardships. The gap between the rich and the poor has widened into a chasm, fueling social envy and class warfare. Debates that were once civil have become shouting matches filled with hatred and contempt. This erosion of love and compassion is a spiritual sickness that accompanies the physical and economic crises. It is the fulfillment of the prophecy that human relationships would decay, that the very bonds that hold society together would weaken and break under the strain of the end times. This social and economic turmoil is not random. It is a direct consequence of the other signs converging. It is the human response to a world spiraling out of control. When people lose faith in the future, they become fearful and selfish. When systems fail, people become desperate. The economic tremors we are feeling are not just numbers on a screen. They are shaking the very foundations of our civilization, contributing to the overall sense of perplexity and distress that Jesus said would characterize this era. It is yet another critical piece of the prophetic puzzle falling perfectly into place right now. The prophecy in Luke 21 describes a global atmosphere of fear and anxiety, distress of nations with perplexity and hearts failing from fear. Turn on any news channel and you'll see a world gripped by fear: war, economic collapse, climate change, disease. This collective anxiety is a unique hallmark of our time, just as Jesus foretold. We are living in the age of anxiety, the fulfillment of prophecy unfolding before our eyes. Listen closely. It's easy to dismiss today's chaos as coincidence, but the convergence of global crises matches ancient prophecies with uncanny precision. 2,000 years ago, Jesus described specific signs: wars, earthquakes, famines, pestilence, social decay, all intensifying together. Today, every sign is not just present, but dominant. The odds of this happening by chance are astronomical. This isn't random, it's a clear pattern, a message for our generation. It's time to see the design, not just the disorder. The purpose of prophecy isn't fear, it's hope. The warnings are acts of love, a call from God to turn back before it's too late. The Bible's message is dual judgment, but also salvation, darkness, but always light. God isn't distant, He's reaching out, offering peace and eternal life in the midst of turmoil. This is a personal invitation for you to change direction and find safety in Him. The world is temporary, but your soul is eternal. The wake-up call is God's invitation to choose life. You stand at a crossroads, fear or faith. The path of fear trusts in failing systems and leads to anxiety and despair. The path of faith begins with humility, accepting the truth of prophecy and turning to Christ. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Faith doesn't remove the storm, but it anchors you in peace and assurance. The world's chaos continues, but your foundation is unshakable. The choice is yours, fear or faith. The urgency is real. These signs are accelerating, and time is running out. It's easy to be lulled by normalcy, but the call is for now, not later. Every fulfilled prophecy is another grain of sand in the hourglass. Ignoring the call is a choice by default. The decision for faith can't wait for a more convenient time. The evidence is clear, the invitation is extended. Will you choose a future anchored in faith or drift with the world? The most important question, will you be ready? We've seen prophecy and headlines align with stunning clarity. The convergence of these signs is too precise to ignore. The Bible's truth is validated by history and current events. God is not surprised by the chaos. He foretold it and uses it as a wake-up call. The signs point beyond themselves, demanding a personal response. This is about transformation, not just information. The evidence is in. Now the choice is yours. In the midst of uncertainty, Jesus offers a profound promise. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This truth frees us from fear, confusion, and the weight of our mistakes. The ultimate truth is not just a concept, but a person. Jesus, the way, the truth, and the life. By accepting him, you find freedom and peace, no matter what the world brings. If this message has touched your heart, do not ignore it. This is your personal invitation to step out of fear and onto the path of faith. Accept the free gift offered through Jesus Christ. Believe he is the Son of God who died and rose again for you. Confess and surrender your life to him. Today, step from darkness into light. Your journey of faith begins now. For those of us who have already placed our faith in Jesus Christ, the fulfillment of these prophecies is not a cause for panic, but a call to purpose. We are not meant to hunker down in fear and wait for the end. We are called to be a beacon of light in a world that is growing increasingly dark. We possess the only true message of hope in a world consumed by despair. As the signs intensify and the global atmosphere of fear grows, people will be desperately searching for answers, for stability, and for peace. We have the answer, and his name is Jesus. Our mission has never been more urgent. This is why we ask you to take action right now. If this message has resonated with you, please hit the like button. This simple click helps the algorithm show this video to more people who need to hear this truth. Every like is a vote for hope, a signal that this message matters. Subscribe to this channel for more biblical truth and to stay connected with a community of believers who are watching and waiting for the Lord's return. By subscribing, you ensure you will not miss future messages designed to equip and encourage you in these last days. The most powerful action you can take is to share this video. Think of one person in your life, a family member, a friend, a co-worker, who is living in fear and confusion. Think of someone you care about who does not know the hope that you have. Sharing this message could be the catalyst that changes their life and their eternity. You could be the vessel God uses to bring them to the truth. Do not hesitate. Send it to them right now. Because as we have seen, time is running out. We have a responsibility to share the warning and the hope with as many people as possible. Let us be the generation that is found watching, waiting, and working. Let us occupy until he comes, spreading the gospel, loving our neighbors, and being a source of unwavering peace in a world of chaos. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. The signs are clear, the call is urgent, and our hope is secure. The truth has set you free. Now go and share that freedom with a world in desperate need of it. Time is short. Let's get to work.